Okay, hey guys, tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about entrepreneurship and how to start a company effectively. A little bit about myself. My name's Nathan. I'm CEO of Smartify Services, a digital marketing agency that I founded about 2 months ago that specializes in SEO, graphic design, and we grew in the course of 2 months to a company worth about $120,000. So I'm going to teach you how to start a company, what entrepreneurship, effective entrepreneurship looks like, and how to evaluate whether your business idea is a winner or whether there are potential pitfalls. So here, I'm going to start out with entrepreneurship. So you've decided you want to start your business. Where do you start? Well, the first place I would start is with your purpose. So a lot of entrepreneurs think they have to start with a product or service. I think it's more important to start with what's your purpose? What makes you get up in the morning, makes you excited about your day? And a lot of times, purpose can be involved with, consist of values and goals that revolve around those values. For me, my top two values, I'm a Christian, are love God first and love people. So if I can accomplish those two things, through business or whatever my daily activities are, I'm pretty happy. What I encourage you to do is when you start a business, don't focus on making money. Money's important, but focus more on what you're passionate about. As Steve Jobs said, one of his quotes was, if you want to start a company, make sure you absolutely love what you do, because it gets so hard that any rational person would quit. And before you start a company, think about the time commitment. You might work anywhere from 50 to 80-hour weeks. You might spend late nights working on the business. You're the last person that customers look to for leadership and guidance to make hard decisions. So make sure you're emotionally, mentally, psychologically ready for such a commitment before engaging in an entrepreneurship venture, a new business. So that's the first thing. Start with your purpose, start with your pattern. So start with what you value. For me, the way I translated my values into my business is I want to grow the potential of other people and I want to grow their businesses, my way of adding value to their lives by simplifying the digital marketing experience. So I have a very concise vision. And that's the second thing. After you had purpose, you need to define a vision for your company. Something concise, something simple that you can champion to basically get people to follow your ideas and rally around a common goal, a common cause. Our vision for Smartify Services is to simplify digital marketing for small to medium-sized businesses. So anything we can do to accomplish that vision, that's where all of our efforts are oriented. That's our true north. You need to find your true north, and you need to relay that vision and be a champion of that vision to your customers, your employees, everyone you work with, your business partners. Now, you might be wondering, what are some things to look for to evaluate if my product is going to be a success or not? Because before you launch your product, you invest in a company, you need to test your business concept to make sure it works. The first thing I would do is market research. So this involves going to your said customers, your target market. Let's say you want to start a mobile app to help contractors with their finances. Well, you better talk to a ton of people, contractors who you're going to work with before you launch that app to ensure that it's going to be a success. So do research, do your concept testing of your minimum viable product and see if people even want what you have to offer before you even go into that. Another thing that I would look at is who's already doing it. So look at your competition. After you've done market research, so let's say step 1 is purpose, step 2 is vision, and step 3, market research. Step 4 is, so this stage really involves testing your concept and making sure it's a viable business model. Step 4 would be really thinking of the details of how you're going to launch this business. So what I'll call this is planning. And part of planning is really thinking of a few things. One, what are your costs going to be? What services are you going to offer, or products? I'll just say services or products. And, taking the services and the cost, looking at the environment that you're entering. Look at your competition. Who's already doing, what I'm doing, what I propose to do, the product or service? Who are my major competitors? This is key. If you enter a really crowded space with lots of companies, and digital marketing is one of those, you have to really keep in mind, how am I going to offer more value than any of my competitors? What makes me unique? What's my unique selling point, my unique value proposition as a company that sets me apart from all of my competitors? You have to get that cleared out before you even start selling product or manufacturing it or services. Now, there's a few ways you can evaluate whether your product is going to be a success. And there are generally a few types of businesses that I've seen. There's product businesses, which involve a single manufactured product that you can sell, a tangible property, often with a sales tax. You sell to a person and they can physically use it. And often it has a lifespan, product life cycle. And the market might in the beginning adopt it, and then it has kind of a peak stage where it reaches its market potential, and then it declines over time. That's how most products kind of behave. But if you want to start a service business, that's a completely other model, and that's what I'm in the business of. Is one of the benefits is, hey, you've got 100% margin, right? There's virtually no cost except for your time. But the challenge is scaling the business. With a product, you can manufacture more product. With a service, you can't always manufacture, more service people to help expand your services unless you hire more, which can be very expensive. So depending on your business model, you want to define a go-to market strategy to steal market share in your chosen target. Now, the next step would be, after you've defined your business model, you've tested it, you validated it works, and you have thought of your unique value position, getting a great team to support you. This is probably the most important step after designing your business. Because if you don't have people that are talented and motivated and good at what they do, you can't execute on your product or your services or your commitment to your customers. So you want to have the best team you can possibly have, and you want to keep them. So the question is, how do you motivate a team? I really suggest you check out my video on leadership, where I'm going to go over point by point. This is how you lead a team, create a vision, create a plan, motivate them, keep them excited about their day. I'll give you some real practical tips. But to start a company, think of starting lean. You want to minimize your costs, maximize your cash flow, the amount of money coming into your business. And to do that, you really need to plan carefully and think carefully about, what are my costs going to be? What's my price point? What are people willing to pay? You can ask them directly, or you can do a survey. What's your price point? $10, $20, $30, $40. And then once you determine the price point that'll maximize your revenues, that's really what you want to go for. The one that will lead, after you take those revenue dollars, multiply them by your projections. Let's say you have sales projections of selling 100 units for year one. And your total cost of those goods is $100 per product. So that's $10,000, right? So that would cost. So what would your break-even point be? It would need to be exactly $10,000. What would your revenue need to be acceptable? You might increase it to, I want to charge $150 per unit and reap a $5,000 profit. Well, if you do that, you have to think carefully about the price point of your customers. Are they even willing to pay $150? Because if they're not, then you're not going to be successful. So there's a lot of factors. There's pricing, there's target market, product fit to the target market, there's competition. And once you've evaluated all these points, then you can start the discussion of, let me start a company, let's design a killer team. But I encourage you, nail down your purpose. What are your core values first? For me, it's love God, love people. And I do that by adding value to their lives with the businesses that I start. 2, define a simple vision for your team. I want to simplify the marketing experience for companies, digital marketing. 3, do your research, do your homework, your testing. See if the market will actually react with a small sample of your target customers. And lastly, Plan out your business model. What are the costs going to be? What are the services or product I'm going to offer? What does the competition look like? And then based on that, choose if you can even be profitable. And after that's done, then you start your company. Okay, hope that helped.